Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we have the Velm review and guide. Velm is the new Lightning Selection Quest unit in War of the Visions. I got her to 120. I've been using her exclusively in Arena this week, and I've been doing pretty good. I thought that she looked kind of weak on paper, and you know what? I still don't think she's the best Selection Quest unit that we've gotten, but under the right conditions and built correctly, she is definitely worthy of being like a modern UR unit in the game, and I'm going to show you how to use her, how I've been using her, talk about her AI, all the stuff we do in a review and guide, and we're going to do that right now. Alright, first of all, big shout out to the members on the YouTube channel and the patrons over on Patreon. Like, thank you guys so much for the support. In fact, thank you to everybody who just watches my videos. That by itself is a massive support to the channel, but for everybody who takes that next step and directly supports me, man, like, it means a lot to me that people would subscribe and like become members of my channel. That is nuts. Now, before we get into the fights, I'm going to spend like 1 minute showing off a build for Velm that I think is the best one, and then briefly talking about gear. So, look, here's the build that I think is the best. Monk subjob gives her access to piercing and striking damage, two insanely hard damages to mitigate. That's awesome. She has defense piercing in her master ability, so you don't have to worry about defense as much. She also brings lightning attack and lightning HP up to your lightning allies, so I do suggest running her in a lightning team to just take advantage of that support, because she's kind of a support unit based on the way like she works. You'll see that more in the fights. Espers, I really recommend either a Pierce Up Esper, like I'm using Ifrit right here for the HP, the attack, and the Pierce Up. However, I think what could be better options are things like Scorpion Sentinel, because they boost lightning attack, which is good for both her piercing and strike damage. Lightning Kitty, kind of the same thing, but I think Scorpion Sentinel, guard Scorpion, freaking game, probably better. Or something with Maneater on it like Odin, if that's not being used up by another person in your group. For vision cards, I really like the Lightning Kitty on her if you're going mono lightning group, because it's more lightning attack buff for the group. She's really, really good at setting your group up to succeed, so she pairs really well with other particularly strong units, kind of like a 9S. In fact, she works well with 9S, and you'll see that in a minute. Okay, so I really like Coral. If not that, really anything. She can run AoE resist, single target resist if you have those cards like Death Machine or Odin. She can carry the support card for your group. Just make sure you're using a card with physical attack stats on it. Gear. If you have Cruel Arrogance +5, check out that sweet lightning attack +30. Good for all of her damaging skills. Really, really like Cruel Arrogance +5 on her, unless you need some more agility, in which case Wind Spear, if you have it, is a fantastic option. She will just tend to use more piercing attacks with that because of just the pierce attack buff on it, so that is what it is. Now, TMR. Really, really important to talk about TMRs with Velm, because her AI works like this. It prioritizes, number one, a TMR buff for the group, which synergizes really well with her Swift Pierce Mastery ability. This ability, or Mastery ability, support ability. This ability buffs her Pierce attack, and agility for the first 5 turns of combat, which means it's not hard to build her to go first on your teams, and if you set her up with a nice TMR buff like Radiant Grace, or if you're going against mages, something like, the Spirit buff from Starry Veil, or if you need the Berserk resist, like whatever group buffs that you have here, King of the Lions cloak, she's great at setting your team up with a nice group buff from a TMR. After that, her AI will second prioritize Charge Formation, the allies and self CT manipulation buff. Really important, and when you're watching her in fights, you'll see how I use that to set my team up for success. After that, she gets greedy. She will then start buffing herself with things like Sharp Spear or Store from Monk, and then whenever she's in range to do damage to the enemy, she'll do that. Remember, with AIs on these DPS units, if they are ever in range to do damage, they will always prio that. So there you go. That's my quick AI and gear breakdown for her. Let's go to some fights. Alright, now the comp you're about to watch, I call this the Tank Pusher Tank Pusher Cop. the tank pusher comp. And the point of this comp is this. You take a tank. I'm using Charlotte in this case because she's lightning. It would work with King Mont. It would work with Warrior of Light. It would work with really any tank. What you're doing here is you're building a tank that can specifically handle either like magic or a certain physical type, whatever. Build a tank to beat a certain thing. Then take advantage of Velme's ability to boost CT and push that tank way out in front of the rest of your group to take advantage of the enemy team blowing their moves on just the tank while your DPS come from back, which in this case is Cloud and Velne. Velm chilling in the back, getting their buffs on, and Charlotte is over by herself. That's fantastic. I don't have to worry about any AoEs, whether it's Starlight Elena or the Space Chicken, anything like that, hitting anybody but Charlotte, and that's phenomenal. Like I said, this comp will work with really any tank you want it to work with, because look how the tank is separated. Like, that's so good. My DPS are fully buffed up, and even though Charlotte's going to go down right here, watch this. Because my DPS are just ready to go, boom, the follow-up damage. Terra Slash right there from Velm one-shotted the Starlight Elena. That's fantastic. Starlight Elena actually has some strike resist if she's running her VC, so that's even more impressive. Now, we have Cloud. He's buffed himself up. He has Oldoa's TMR active. Like, good luck tanking what these units are bringing to the table at this point. In fact, we're going to keep Warrior of Light so low on his HP that Yuna isn't going to have a chance to do full life on Elena. And let's be real, that's what you want. You don't want Elena coming back to life once your tank's dead. So it's important that Velne brings enough damage with Cloud to keep everybody dead. And watch Yuna troll right here. She's going to cast full life on nobody, and we love to see it. You love to see Yuna messing that up, and then you love to see Yuna getting one shot by Cloud. GG, the fight's over. And that is the tank pushing comp. Alright, now last fight I want to show off here. This is the CT Manipulation Goddess fight. This one takes advantage of Velme's AI and Rob's TMR to give Velm 2 turns of manipulating CT for your team. So in this case, I have Frederica and Cloud go first, and then Velm comes in behind, hits them with the Keen Blade, boosts their CT up, and now we're going fast. We want to go fast with this team because we have no tank. We're here just to do damage. So big time barrage from Fred while the enemy is still grouped up before they can separate. You love to see it. Cloud, Soldier's Honor, get the buffs online, move forward. Velme's like, you know what, Cloud? You want to go again pretty soon. Get the second CT manipulation buff off. And even though this one wasn't like the cleanest like 1-2 combination, I think it shows off exactly the kind of power that you have here. If you run a big time carry and a tank, or a couple big time carries like Frederica and Cloud, and you could just boost them forward, even if you're getting unlucky like we are here, and Starlight Elena's out here just dipping and dodging all your attacks because, you know, she's kind of annoying like that. It's no big deal because you have more turns than the enemy does, which just is a huge help. Like, look, it's already Fred's turn again. Gonna drop that second barrage. Get out of my game, Yuna. You need to leave. Sharpshoot again. Get out of my game, Elena. You need to leave, but that's just once. Cloud, you got 100% move. Get out of my game again, Elena. You need to leave. GG, that's a win, and that is the CT Manipulation Queen build that I like to call that. Yes, you get it. And okay, that's gonna do it. So I hope the way I kind of showed off how her AI works helps you if you're using her in any of your teams. And if you were on the fence about building her up, like, look guys, Lightning is in a very, very good place in this game right now. If you have like Cloud and Charlotte, I think I showed that she can be a fantastic third option for a Cloud Charlotte or for a 9S Cloud. Like, she's really great at boosting. Like, if you have a strong core duo, she's a fantastic third option. She can boost them forward, manipulate CT, provide some TMR buffs, and then back that up with some pretty dang significant damage. So there it is. That's my Velne review. I'll give her a solid, Camilo out of Black Rose Helena. Like, she's probably on that Camilo tier for me, where I really underestimated her at the beginning, and then after seeing her in action, I shouldn't have. These selection quest units continue to be plenty good enough. in the current state of the game. So there we go. I hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.